And what's up, guys? It's Snatch from Aesthetic Progression, and this is my third vlog of my Superman workout. Today's focus is going to be deadlifts and military presses. Starting off again with deadlifts, we are doing 5 sets of 3 repetitions max. And before we head on to the main weights, we will be doing plenty of warm-ups. So the 5 sets that I'm telling you is excluding the warm-ups. I did about 5 to 6 sets of warm-ups till I build up to, I believe this is like a 325 to 35 pounds. Again, the main goal here is to increase 2.5 pounds in each side of the bar every week, and take only 1 minute rest. The thing about the conventional strength training workout is to take 4 or 5 minutes rest, but when you are taking only a minute rest between the sets, what happens is your recovery rate actually increases. Even though you will be lifting a little bit lighter weights than if you had taken a couple of 2-3 minutes rest, what happens is your recovery speed increases, and when you take that 2-3 minutes rest later on to see how much your strength gain is, your strength gain is going to be tremendously higher. Okay, so here, this is probably my third set. What you can notice here on each of my deadlift workout is I don't bounce the weight on the way down, and the reason behind this is because I want to keep that deadlift weight dead. Okay, when you bounce it around, you kind of put it like build energy on the bounce, I should say, build momentum so that you can pull the weight easily. So when you tend to bounce around, you can do a lot more reps compared to resetting yourself. And resetting yourself also has another value. It's because a lot of the time when people kind of like bounce around, not just to take the force out of it, but also they sacrifice their form. And so every time you do the deadlift, put the weight down, reset yourself, reset your butt, use your entire body to pull the weight up. In that way you can get maximal muscle recruitment, but very safely and effectively. Okay, again, the key here is rest only a minute. That's why we are not changing the weight. Okay, because so a minute hits, you should be at about 45 seconds, you should be getting ready for your second set. The only thing here I used is going to be chalk and the wrist strap. I'm not using my knee braces as well as any kind of belt. The second exercise moving is going to be military press. Again, 5 sets of 3 repetitions excluding warm-ups. Plenty of warm-ups here. I'm not really strongest when it comes to military presses. This is, I believe, only 145 pounds at this point. But if I had not taken only 1 minute rest, probably I would have done 10-15 pounds more, but that's not the point here. Okay, again, full range of motion, full all the way to the down and all the way to up. And again, try keeping that extending your back as minimum as possible, and try to stay erect. Okay, the feet position is a little bit wider than the shoulder grip, and I'm strictly using my shoulder to push the weight up. A lot of people know I am also doing some Olympic lifts, but I'm trying to put that away from here and only doing this as strictly as possible. Again, 5 sets of 3 repetitions with only 1 minute rest. Alright, so moving on to the next exercise is going to be stiff leg deficit deadlift. Now this is not to increase your strength. This is much of a hypertrophy based workout. I'm doing 5 sets of 10 repetitions, but the rest period is the same. Okay, what you notice over here is, if you look at my back, this is much more of a hamstring isolation exercise compared to the previous deadlift, which was much of an entire body stimulating type exercise. Okay, here we are working a lot of hamstrings and also a little bit of lower back as well, but the focus needs to be on hamstring. If you see my grip now, the grip is unusually wide. It's a snatch, known as snatch grip deadlift. And what it does, it actually, when you have to put the weight all the way down, you have to go deeper, which focuses a lot more on hamstrings. Also, I'm standing over a couple of mats. You can see it kind of makes it like about, I would say, a couple of inches, or 2 inches, not 2-3 inches or so. And what it does is, again, it actually makes it difficult. You have to go deeper, your range of motion increases. It also works a lot on your grip, because that's a really uncomfortable position to hold on. Okay, and if you notice over here, again, I'm not bouncing. I'm kind of like resting it for a second, although I am not resting it for a couple of seconds like before. After that, we are focusing on on the hyperextensions. And even though the name here is hyperextend, I'm not over hyperextending. And a lot of people will say that this is not much of a extension, and true, I think I could have gone a little bit more, but the bench that I have is not really suitable for somebody that is 5'6". I can barely touch my feet on the floor, which you can see over there, and it kind of is a little bit uncomfortable. But I did 5 sets of this with 12 repetitions as well. And the thing about this is when you over hyperextend, I should say, you kind of make it much more difficult on your lower back, especially with 2 other deadlifts. Your back is already all like fatigued, so this is just going to be a finishing touch-up, I should say. This will give a lot of pump. So the previous deadlift was much for hamstrings, a little bit of I should say lower back. This one is a lot of lower back and a little bit of hamstrings. And now moving on to the final exercise now is going to be forearm rollers. If you can see, I have, this is my homemade wrist rollers, and I have put my forearm on the spotter here. A lot of people will probably say, why don't you just hold it on straight? That way you can work a deltoid. Now true, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to focus here on the forearms as much as possible. Okay, and what I do is, instead of just doing it one way, I do it one and I flip it, I supinate my grip and do it that way. So it kind of works both on the anterior and the posterior part of the forearm. Okay, so kind of like do this one, it gives a really insane pump. I did 3 sets of 12 repetitions. Okay, one set is 2 rounds, so total of 6 sets on these. Alright, so that's it for this exercise video, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye, take care.